So last year saw a resurgence in the running back position with Saquon Barkley becoming one of the top running backs and leading the Philadelphia Eagles to their second Super Bowl title, which is insane. Derrick Henry also found the fountain of youth and ended up rushing for almost 2,000 yards in that Ravens offense. The running back position, they are starting to get noticed more, starting to get utilized again, and they are becoming more of a premium position again. Could I be wrong? Yeah, but we don't know. So, with that being said, we're going to be taking a look at Maurice Jones-Drew's top running back position. This isn't fantasy, but it's just overall NFL since the NFL season is right around the corner. So, with all that being said, we're going to hit that intro in a 3, a 2, a 1. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Sauce here with the First Round by Show, where we bring you all football all the time. And because of that, then we are so excited to bring you this video, especially since coming right on the horizon is going to be fantasy football, and you know your boys love to talk about fantasy football. So I'm also planning on getting College Football 26 whenever I get a chance to, and so you can expect some college football gameplay as well. We love football, and so because we love football, then we love pushing out this football content. So if you guys enjoy it, please make sure you drop a like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell for post notifications so you know anytime we post a video. With all that being said, let's just jump into this video. All right, so on this, I don't usually go to NFL.com for my sports news and stuff like that. Now, I will say it's very nostalgic for me because of the fact that I used to check NFL.com pretty frequently. But I was scrolling through and I realized that MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew, former running back, he actually posted his top rankings for the running back position. I'm only going to go through the top 10, but if you want to, you can go check it out at NFL.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. But I'm actually really excited to go through this because, like I said, the running back position has had a resurgence. Usually they are undervalued and they don't get paid nearly as much as they used to. But Saquon got a fat contract, Derrick Henry got a fat contract, and so the running back position, if you are a premium running back, you are making your worth known, I guess, for lack of better terms. So, that being said, number one, Saquon Barkley. Gotta agree with this one because of the fact that he rushed for over 2,000 yards, only the 9th player in NFL history to rush for 2,000 yards. And he was on the Super Bowl winning team. And he's still going to be running behind that nasty offensive line. He's got Jalen Hurts at the helm, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. They've got so much talent on that team that he is going to continue to excel. And what's crazy about that is that on that team, Saquon might be the best player on that team. And he's the running back. And they're Super Bowl winning team, and they are primed to be a top contender again this year. So what does that say about them? But yeah, 2005 rushing yards, 13 rush touchdowns, 33 receptions, 278 yards, only one fumble lost. Insane. Great season for him. I think he's just going to continue to do well. Up next, we got Derrick Henry, which I can agree that he is just barely below Saquon, which is insane, especially since we are talking about the two top running backs in the league right now. One's in year 8, which is going to be Saquon, and then one's in year 10, which is Derrick Henry. Neither one of them are showing any signs of slowing down, which is also insane because Derrick Henry almost had 2,000 yards himself, 16 rushing touchdowns. That is insane. We already know that he was a very explosive back and he did very, very well in Tennessee. And now that he's with Lamar Jackson and that crazy Ravens offense, they at times looked unstoppable last year. Same with Derrick Henry. At times he looked unstoppable. And so I think that they're just going to continue their winning ways. And as a Titans fan, and yes, I am a Titans fan. As a Titans fan, I'm really rooting hard for Derrick Henry. I love Derrick Henry to death. I think that he is such a great, incredible running back. He wasn't going anywhere in Tennessee, so I'm glad to see that he is with a contender in the Ravens, even if I'm not exactly the biggest fan of the Ravens. But at some point, I really, really hope he ends up getting a ring. And it looks like he has no signs of slowing down at all whatsoever, which is absolutely insane for a running back going into year 10. Like, ah, man, dude's a first ballot Hall of Famer, 100%. At number 3, we got Jahmyr Gibbs. So Jahmyr Gibbs is actually an interesting running back for me. I would definitely say that the first two, they are the bona fide top 2 running backs in the league. And then there's a big chasm between everybody else and then the next one, which I could agree that Jahmyr Gibbs is probably ranked number 3. That is probably pretty insane because 1,400 rushing yards, 16 rushing touchdowns, 52 receptions, 500 yards, 4 receiving touchdowns. He did it all. And he shared a backfield last year with David Montgomery. And what's insane is if you read the screen right here, it says Gibbs shared backfield load last year more than any other back in my top 10, splitting time with David Montgomery, who is the Lions starter more often than not. That is insane. So Gibbs took advantage of every opportunity that he had. He produced, 365 yards and 5 touchdowns on the ground, rushing for at least 100 yards in each game, which is insane. And it looks like, he's still going to do really, really well. He is explosive. He is young. He is just dynamic. He kind of reminds me of Jamal Charles, if anybody remembers him. So I'm really excited to see how Jahmyr Gibbs does. Low-key kind of wanting him in fantasy just because of the fact that I love how he's a fast, explosive, very good running back. And I think that he's going to do incredible this year. And the Lions are also going to be another one of those teams that is a contender. Moving on to the 4th ranked running back, which would be Josh Jacobs over there in Green Bay. So last year he did 1,300, almost 30 yards. So 1,329 rush yards, 15 rushing touchdowns. He was a menace. He was a menace. The only thing that kind of killed him was those 3 fumbles lost. But he did a really good job. It looks like it says that he should remain the centerpiece of Matt LaFleur's offense despite the Packers investing in their passing attack in the first 2 days of April's draft. First round pick Matthew Golden, which I think is going to be an incredible wide receiver. And then 3rd round Savion Williams. But yeah, I think that he should be a very solid starter. I don't know if I would put him at rank 4, though, to be honest. I feel like there might be some other running backs that might deserve that spot over him, but he's still really, really good. He's kind of one of those quiet, like, lunch pill guys. Like, he quietly had a pretty good year. So, I would actually consider that an elite year. With 15 rushing touchdowns, that's definitely elite. If you guys disagree with me, please let me know down in the comment section below. I'd love to talk about running backs. Moving on to the 5th ranked person, which I actually would think would be the 4th ranked person, which would be Bijan Robinson. He had played in 17 games, 1,456 rush yards, 14 rushing touchdowns, 61 receptions, 431 receiving yards. It's kind of weird that he only had 1 receiving touchdown, but he is a dynamic player, an absolutely dynamic player. He thrived in his first season under offensive coordinator Zach Robinson, and he had 500 rushing yard games, finishing 4th in, the end of the season ratings for Maurice Jones-Drew. But yeah, so he looks incredible. I think that he should only be getting better, and as it says right here on the screen, he should get plenty of opportunities to showcase that ability with second-year pro Michael Penix Jr., since Michael Penix is going to be taking over as the full-time starter. And I think that with his running ability, that's also going to help out with Bijan Robinson. And he's going to utilize Bijan Robinson a lot because there's a lot of talent in that young man. So you got Bijan Robinson sitting there at rank 5, which I think that he should actually be ranked 4th. I like him a little bit more than Josh Jacobs, but then again, though, who am I to judge? I'm just a fan. At rank 6, Kyren Williams, which kind of burst onto the scene for me. I didn't really follow him a whole lot, so I didn't really know a lot about him, but he had just under a smidgen, a yard under 1,300 rushing yards, 14 rush touchdowns. He looked like he fumbled the ball quite a bit, though. 3 fumbles lost. That's kind of rough. But I know that my co-host, Mr. Jose, thought that Blake Corum was going to be taking over more duties over there with the Rams, but I think that Kyren's got it on lockdown. He has been continuing to improve each year. He's heading into a contract season, which is going to motivate him to be even better, which is kind of a scary thought. But I mean, just look at how much talent there is already and we're just on rank 6. Kyren Williams, he's going to be incredible. I think he's going to really help out that LA team. I think that LA is still going to be pretty good. So they do need to kind of reload a little bit, but he is definitely a great young piece to that offense, and he's only going to get better. All right, moving on to it's the 7th ranked running back, which is Jonathan Taylor, Mr. JT, with the Indianapolis Colts. 1,431 rushing yards, 11 rushing touchdowns, 18 receptions. He was okay. The problem that he has is that he is that entire offense. That is his problem, is that he is that entire offense, and it's going to be kind of tough. As it says right here, all eyes are on Indy's quarterback competition between Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones. Both of them are not very good. We're kind of hoping that Daniel Jones is going to have a resurgence and do a little bit better with a change of scenery over there in Indy, but I don't really see it. I honestly don't really see it. I do think that JT is going to step up a bit. They have some power, some firepower on that offense, but man, JT's got a lot of stuff to work on and work through, I guess. Luckily, he's still in year 6, so there's always a possibility that maybe next year, if things aren't going the way that he wants them to, he might be able to be one of those pieces that's on the move. Who knows? Ranked number 8, unless he gets injured, Mr. C-Mac, Christian McCaffrey. So he played in 4 games last year. 4 games. And man, let me tell you what. I, as a C-Mac fan, or a former C-Mac fan, I should say, I drafted him 2 years in a row. 2 years in a row. I'm sitting here thinking that I got a steal in fantasy. I'm sitting here like flying high. I'm like, how in the world could you guys let him fall to... I had pick number 4. I was like, how in the world could you guys let him fall to pick number 4? I look like a bum, and man, this was the 2nd year in a row that I did not have my star player for the first half of the friggin' fantasy season. It sucked so bad. I want to believe in C-Mac, but I don't believe in him at all. I think it's going to be very hard for him. I don't even think that he should be ranked in the top 10, to be honest. I'll just leave it at that. So Aaron Jones ranked number 9, 17 games, only 1,100 rushing yards, 5 rush TDs. He was okay. He benefited a lot in that Minnesota offense by being there with Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson, and having Sam Darnold playing out of his mind with all that offense. But now he's got J.J. McCarthy, and we don't know what J.J. McCarthy's going to look like. We're hoping that it works out well, and we're hoping that it looks good, but we don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm not a big believer in Aaron Jones. I thought that he was better in Green Bay, to be honest. We'll see how things continue to progress. Maybe he'll make me eat my words, but I'm not the biggest fan of Mr. Aaron Jones. So coming in at number 10, Mr. Bucky Irving. He's going into year 2. He had 17 games, 1,100 rushing yards, 8 rush touchdowns, 47 receptions, 392 receiving yards. The 4th round pick, I didn't know that he was a 4th round pick. That's crazy. But he was one of the biggest surprises at the position, eclipsing 1,100 rushing yards, despite starting just 3 regular season games. In year 2, Irving should assume a huge role in the Bucs offense. So I guess he wasn't. He played in 17 games, but I guess he was only the considered the starter for 3 regular season games, which is insane. He did a really, really, really good job. He had a hell of a rookie year. I usually think that if a rookie eclipses 1,000 yards running wise, dude, they're on a good trajectory. They might become a superstar at some point. I think that the sky is the limit for Bucky. I think he's in a really good offense. I think he's in a really good situation because Baker over there is really good. I would say he's actually a top 10, top 15 quarterback. And then you got Mike Evans. You got all kinds of fireworks over there. They just drafted that rookie. I could be incorrect. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Emeka Egbuka, I think that's who they grabbed. I could be very wrong. It was one of those really good rookie wide receivers, but they are in position to do really, really well this year. So I like it. I like the moves that were made. I like Bucky Irving in his next season. So yeah, we'll see how it goes, right? All right. So that was my take on Maurice Jones-Drew's top 10 running backs. I think the only ones that I disagreed with were Josh Jacobs and Bijan Robinson should just switch places. Other than that, I thought that was a pretty good list. We know that bona fide Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry are the two top running backs. You cannot convince me otherwise. I'm really looking forward to this season. I'm looking forward to seeing the resurgence of running backs, because right now wide receivers are getting paid insane, and I would actually love to see the unsung heroes, especially the ones in fantasy, the unsung heroes. I'd like to see them make a resurgence, because there's an ebb and flow to every single season. So right now we're in a passing era for the NFL. I think that we're slowly moving back toward maybe a more focus on the running game. Who knows? But let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this list. Do you guys agree with it, disagree with it? Who are your dark horses? Who do you think are going to really stand out this year? I know that obviously, since he's going to be a rookie, Ashton Jeanty is not on that list. So I'd be curious to see what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. If you want some fire merch, hit up firstroundbuy.com for all your first round buy merch needs. If you end up snagging something, let us know. We'd love to feature you on the channel. If you want to talk some football, let us know in the comment section below. We'll get you on Discord, and we'll talk about whatever the topic is for that week. So with all that being said, thank you guys so much for the support. We cannot thank you enough for the support. So continue to support us if you want to. We love it. We love you guys. All that being said, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.